guys, it's Faith here, and today, as you may guess from the title, I went to Lpscon. It was really fun. I got to meet a lot of my favorite LP YouTubers that I watch, like Sugar Diamond, Puppy Liver 863, Mimi Stars, CCR Television, and Thea LPS TV. Some of these people I got to meet last year, and others I didn't get to meet them last year, but at least I got to meet them this year. I didn't record that much from the event, but I did record the slideshows that CC, Mimi, and Daisy did.
Lpscon 2022! So this is actually Lpscon's 6th year. We've been running since 2016, and we used to have it in a small little park. We actually had one attendee from the first year ever in that small park. Can you raise your hand? I don't know if you're in the crowd. She's probably at a booth or something like that, but she's around here. Give her a clap anyways. Yeah, Lpscon had a long history, but now we're here at the beautiful Tivoli Village. Out of the summer heat, it's very hot outside, so thank goodness we're not outside. But right now, we're going to have our VIP panels begin. So I'd like to introduce Puppy Lover 863. Puppy Lover 863 goes by Daisy. She's a 23-year-old content creator, and she's been on Lpscon for a whopping 12 years. So Daisy and I actually found something interesting when we were talking, but we go to the same university. Isn't that insane? We had no idea. We would have no idea. Yeah, she graduated this year. I'm just starting, but it was just a funny little tidbit that we just found out. So you find Lpscon everywhere you go. All right, I'm going to give it up for Daisy, and she will take it all away.
For hosting this event. How are you doing today? Alright, so now we're going to kick things off the presentation. By the way, if you see me go like this, there's no clicker, so I have to point to my dad. There's a lot of animations in this presentation. So with that being said, first and foremost, and speaking of, ironically, I want to give a shout out to my dad for being my biggest cheerleader from day one. Documentary that inspired this presentation. That documentary is called The Playbook, featuring elite coaches who share their tips and strategies for success in playing a sport like football or soccer, all derived from years of experience in the playing field. That got me thinking, if making LPS videos and posting them online is an official sport, then YouTube would be our playing field. In our sport, we need a playbook to guide incoming players. Now, I'm no Michael Jordan or Katie Sowers, but after nearly 12 years, about half my life of creating LPS videos for you all, it is with great pleasure that I share with you all my own playbook for LPS 2. Let's get started. Alright, so we begin with rule number 1, stories start with you, _you. So I was the type of kid who never really grew up playing with toys. For most of my childhood, I would name each stuffed animal, give them personalities, and make up stories for them. And Little's Pet Shops were no exception from my 7th birthday onwards. When you're a kid, you don't really think too much about what everyone else thinks about you. You're just starting to learn how the world looks around you while living in your own little world. With what a yellow sponge calls your imagination. Alright. But as I grew older and start middle school, so does the influence of social norms and expectations. My schoolyard friends quickly grew to have other interests, like putting on makeup and following pop stars like Justin Bieber, singing baby, 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 oh, at the top of their lungs, and quickly relinquished their own childhood toys. Almost everyone I knew fell into this category, except for 6th grade me. Almost, my fellow classmates would, even pick on me for no apparent way, and I was confused by all this. Like, what happened to all that we learned in elementary school and every Disney movie ever? What happened to just being yourself and treating others how you want to be treated? Were silly bands, webkins, and LPS not as cool as I thought they were? I felt confused, frustrated, and uncomfortable, like an outcast. Like I wasn't mature enough for my fellow peers. And like, I couldn't mimic my friends' behaviors, conform to their standards, put on heavy makeup and sing Baby just to be like them, even though I couldn't see it at all. But deep down, I just couldn't. That would be making a lie out of my true self just to gain their approval. Fortunately, there was one resource I could always count on: YouTube. All it took was typing in a keyword of interest into a search engine, and lo and behold, there were hundreds of thousands of videos and creators on the platform who shared the same interest as me, who embraced their passion through their childhood toys, who relived their childhood nostalgia a little bit longer, expressing themselves through these videos. And after months of binge watching LPS videos, on November 25th, 2010, I created my own YouTube channel and started posting videos of my very own. And over the years, my earliest stories began to resonate with a lot of people, and after some time in practice, my following grew from 10 subscribers to 1,000, 10,000 to over 100,000 subscribers by 2016. And some of my earliest videos, a large part of my earliest videos were based on my everyday life. Like the thrills of hosting your very first slumber party, the curiosity of going to the doctor's office, and recreating the entire first episode of Good Luck Charlie, becoming the Teddy Duncan I've always wanted to be. Point being, good stories don't have to rely on you becoming a completely different person, or doing what Sammy Brooke did in LPS Popular, like going against your core values just to fit in with what's considered popular or cool. I'm sure those of you who 13 years or older can attest that the changes that come with adolescence are never easy, but remember, this is the story of you, and no one else can write those pages except you. And as I turn this page, it is okay to embrace your childhood interests a little longer. Chances are that your stories will very likely resonate with others who felt like outcasts do. If originality is the key to success on LPS 2, then that means you, the original you, is the key to writing your own story. That's rule number 1. Now we move on to rule number 2. Look at your mistakes as opportunities. Now, what does that mean? Let's just take a moment to let that sink in, and now we'll move on. Alright, rewinding a bit, the time between 2013 and 2016 was the golden age of LPS2, when the TV show brought the characters and toys back to popularity again, and also when we were only anxiously anticipating season 2 of LPS Popular. To say that my channel felt the effects of the golden age would be an understatement. The twin wizards of Royal Secrets made their debut in 2013. Hashtag Dara has had you guys, shaping the stories from 2014 onwards. And by 2015, monetization made it possible to start earning money from making these videos and turning this little hobby into a small business of its own. At first glance, everything seemed to fall into place. But what should have been the most exciting time of my life was actually one of the most stressful and turbulent moments of my life. Outside of YouTube. By the end of middle school, I ran into some issues with my friends that really affected me, and long story short, they were signaling to me that I should go hang out with other people. And at the time, with my friend group drifting away, combined with the bullying I faced, my support system at school started crumbling. But I still had my friends and family supporting me outside of school, but the cheer and confidence at the time turned into doubt and disillusionment. Like, was it something I said? Was something wrong in our friendship? Did I do something wrong? To this day, I still wonder why. But even though I had found a new friend group, the social anxiety didn't go away overnight. The damage was already done. After all the bullying and losing the friend group, I had a hard time trusting people, and I was worried I'd have to relive those experiences again. I would overanalyze my social interactions, replay class conversations in my head all night, and spend hours rehearsing what I'd say in future meetups as if it was a major theater production. Out of fear of slipping up and making a mistake that I I would regret and risk losing another friendship. But it didn't help that all this was happening at a pivotal moment of my life. With college coming and the future left wide open, those grades and test scores were all I had going for. Eventually, the stress of maintaining my rapidly growing YouTube channel combined with the heavy-duty school assignments, the pressure of deciding my future, and the lingering fear of what others would think if I failed reached a breaking point in January 2015. So much happened all at once, and dealing with such high levels of stress, combined with anxiety over the unknown, overwhelmed me throughout the rest of the year. It wasn't until the following summer, after the opening night of the Pixar film, Inside Out, when I made a breakthrough. I didn't know it then, but that movie, which personified the emotions of a 12-year-old girl and how she dealt with major life changes, it was the spark that made me realize my calling in studying the mind and behavior of humans, otherwise known as psychology. I also started following the British YouTuber Zoe Sugg, who shared her own experiences with anxiety and panic attacks, which made me feel less alone as I began to recognize the roots of my own social anxiety. It was during that same summer that I decided enough was enough. I would no longer let my emotions keep me from living life. Every emotional memory I had that led to this point charged my fingertips onto pages and pages of notes on my laptop. I grabbed my LPS, put them on the table, pressed record, and let it all out. The raw emotions I was expressing were then tailored into a full-length film posted to YouTube on September 15, 2015, entitled As LPS Mistakes. Being a content creator on LPS2 evolved into more than just a hobby or a small business. It was not only a way to share stories that can inspire others that are or were going through similar experiences, but also serve as an emotional outlet to cope with the rough times in my life. Sure, it hurts to have lost some friends that I've made memories with and who I've since forgiven over the past few years, but to be honest, some good did come from this experience. Maybe I wouldn't have known that psychology was my calling, or wouldn't have pushed myself to expand my social network if I hadn't had this experience. This breakthrough moment also taught me the importance of addressing an unhealthy work-life balance, the dangerous effects of it, and putting your own well-being first. Yes, being an LPS tutor is a big responsibility, but it shouldn't come at the expense of your happiness. And the same can be said about schoolwork and jobs, but that doesn't mean you need to sacrifice the people and activities that make you happy, including LPS too. Take it from me. Your mistakes or failures, quote unquote, things happen that are beyond your control, but what matters is how you decide to move forward. Chances are what you may perceive as weakness or what feels like your lowest point will be an opportunity to learn and grow on LPS and beyond. Take a look at any LPS tuber's first videos, compare them to their videos now, and try telling me otherwise. That's what we're looking at. It's a universal experience, and we just, alright, moving on. Alright, and now we've reached the third and final rule, which is one day at a time is a way of living. Now, flash forwarding to 2017, the forecast 170 days morphed into a series of ranging thunderstorms that hit the LPS community hard, and I mean hard. So LPS2 had a plateau in creativity and popularity after the LPS TV show ended, and the YouTube apocalypse of advertiser boycotts marked the start of the platform's dark ages. The biggest LPS tubers at the time began to trickle away from our community, having grown out of our childhood toys. I know, you guys love you up here, Santa. and there were some of them were even starting new chapters in their adult lives. No matter who stayed or left, the realities of adulthood started sinking in and with plethora questions, including the all too familiar, is LPS2 dying? That as long as I've had a camera, my LPS collection, and an ever-growing list of video ideas, we would all be able to push through and everything would be okay. However, while all this was happening, there was yet another factor I had to consider as a fellow emerging adult: college. And as if the scales were already cumbersome on the side of education versus LPS2, oh boy, my knees nearly buckled from the new independent lifestyle. Living away from home, catching up with my online classes, trying to fulfill my major requirements, and pause the dramatic effect, tuition fees. Ugh. On top of it all, living in a dorm with roommates meant that, I would be living away from home and moving the studio and LPS would be out of the question. Thankfully, I was only a half hour away from campus, and with a dual time management schedule, I was able to make LPS videos back at home during my visits on weekends, and then return to campus and continue editing from there. But sadly, the final nail in the coffin, by the name of Kappa, hit our community the hardest, altering the playing field of LPS students with disadvantage. Despite falling under gray area categories, between the kids and not for kids category, not for kids binary, the YouTube algorithm unfairly treated the majority of LPS students solely kids content just for using toys as a medium. All incentives for making LPS videos at that point went down the drain. Made for kids content would lose 90% of ad revenue, comments were disabled, and all forms of interaction were suppressed. Every feature that kept our community alive, connected, and motivated would be taken away. And I was in utter disbelief when the news first came out. My jaw dropped to my stomach, I was feeling twisted inside, and the anxiety was peaking for weeks on. Like, surely this couldn't have been a reality. There was no way that our community's worst nightmare could be a reality. How can all this to survive under such conditions? Does this mean that we would have to move to another platform? Where would we find another source of income? All good questions with uncertain answers. And this was back in 2019. And now it's 2022. 3 years have passed since the announcement. Pop-up is in full effect. Let's all think for a moment. Did LPS tubers switch platforms? Well, no, but also yes. YouTube has remained our main hub, but now we're seeing a rise in TikToks among new generations of LPS community. Shout out to me, Sarah over there. LPS Studios has returned to LPS Studios on TikTok, so you'll be able to see more of her content there. Alright, next up. Did LPS tubers find a new source of income? Well, not really, but if you can overcome the algorithm, do it. Over the years, we've gotten smarter in how we create content and how we can appeal to the algorithm. And we've gotten smarter at creating content that appeals to all age groups and isn't exclusively targeted at kids. High school dramas, LPS customs, and nostalgia content notably have been doing really well. And lastly, has LPS 2 died? Well, if that's the case, how do we explain the huge new wave of LPS tubers who were nominated and have even won LPS Tuesday award ceremonies post-Kappa even? We cannot deny that the algorithmic changes that, like Kappa, have hit the community hard, but that doesn't mean that these changes have completely wiped the LPS2 community to extinction. In playbook terms, the rules of the sport have changed, and so has the playing field. This means that our strategies and tips for how to succeed in LPS2 also need to change with them. Whether that means adding popular hashtags, trying new video formats, reposting TikToks and YouTube shorts, showing our faces more often, and generally continuing to challenge what constitutes as general audience content. These are just some of the many ways that our community can adapt. All it takes is a bit of effort on our end, understanding ourselves, our content, and how they pertain to the YouTube algorithm. And as the COVID-19 pandemic has taught us, staying alert but not anxious to the potential changes in life ahead is key to developing a game plan to navigate through our personal struggles and the world around us. And more importantly, as someone in my life once shared on my anxiety-ridden first day of college, you just have to walk through life and the challenges that lie ahead one day at a time. Instead of dreading the inevitable and worst-case scenarios that just seem unbearable to get through, just focus on getting through life or through LPS2 with one step in front of you. Now, I would like to conclude my presentation with some brief food for thought. There will never be a time when we're completely free of challenges and bad things happening on LPS2 and beyond. But what matters most is whether we're ready to face the challenges head on. Now to recap, think about your role. You can be a content creator, an artist, a photographer, a collector, and so on. Think about your place. This can be posting videos, commenting, liking, sharing, etc. Finally, think about your game plan. How your role and place will be used when achieving an objective like increasing user subscribers subscribers, landing a voiceover role audition, sharing life lessons, and so on. And there you have it. Stories start with you. Look at your mistakes and opportunities, and take each step one day at a time. That there, with the roles, plays, and game plans laid out, is my complete playbook for LPS2. Game on, and thanks for listening.
Incredible. All right, so we're just going to get our next panelist set up, so sit tight. But I want to introduce you guys to mini stars. So she's a 22-year-old LPS tuber, and she's from Oregon, and she's been on LPS 2 for 10 years. We have a lot of lifers here on LPS 2. It's crazy, guys. So she's most known for her TikToks, and that's what you mostly do now. Yeah, but also YouTube as well. So I'm going to give the microphone to her, and we're going to get her slide queued up, and ready to go. There we go. So, hi, I'm Amy Stars, and this is my LPS 2 story. I wanted to say, we're going to get it set up first, actually. I got some videos to play, so you want to put the sound on. Can you guys see me okay? Good? Okay. So, I want to say hello, it's so great to be here, and I can't believe finally here, this is so crazy. First, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Destiny. Online, I'm known as Mimi. I am 22 years old, and I live in Oregon. I was a twin before I was born, but became naked. That's why I'm named Destiny. I have a huge family with lots of nieces and nephews and siblings. Here's a picture. This is actually 2016, and there's been a few more babies born since then, so I'm bigger. And my parents, siblings, and I, they all have creative or technical careers. And I was doing videography since I was 9 years old. Okay, so we started off with growing the collection, how I started getting into LPS. So, this is the story of my first LPS. One day, my mom came home from the store and she gave this LPS to my sister and this one to me. So I loved my LPS and I had lots of toys, and so I knew that they were my favorite thing now. But my sister, she would stuff hers in this Lisa Frank box that she didn't touch it. So I went and I would sneak into her room when she was gone, and I would play with the LPS together, and then I would put it back. But I did that so many times I ended up just keeping it. But we are all good now. I actually told her recently she has no idea she ever had an LPS, but don't steal kids, don't steal from siblings. Alright, so let me get into let me scroll down here. So I continued to get Lola's pet shops, and by the time I was 8, I had over 100 LPS. And I even started getting creative with them, so I built these LPS towns and actually drew on each one of the pets with a marker saying which number they were to me, and I would put them to sleep, all in the same places there. And this one's called the Queen Selena Hotel. Queen Selena is like a fish in the middle there. And then I also had Popular House, but only the popular people could sleep. Yeah. And I also named all species package cards, and number 21 was actually named Mimi. And I gave them friends, and I gave them jobs. You can actually see that one job there is Selena Protector, so to protect Queen Selena. So then my collection continued to grow, And at the time I was 11, I had so many I needed to build a shelf here with my mom. So we displayed all of my pets on those shelves. And then we continued to how I started at LPSU. So, when browsing YouTube one day, I came across this video. And can any of you guys name this video? You recognize it?
LPS popular episode 6?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, number 8.
That's the first ever LPS video I've ever known about. I was like, what? And then I said, wow. I watched every episode of LPS Popular, and I wanted my own channel. So then, I realized that I could combine my love for LPS with video making. So I started my YouTube channel, and I created my username, which was MemeStars1000, and I did that because I like the name Meme, and it just suggested Stars 1000. But I didn't know it was spelled like meme, so it's actually pronounced meme, not meme. If you're there, there's an LPS meme there, I think. So then I created my very first videos. The first one I ever made, it's called LPS Pirates, and it's actually never been published to YouTube, but I wanted to show you a little clip of it now. Let's see if the video works.
It's playing, but it's not like...
I hope it works. It's not playing at all? Do you think you could try opening up the file again? Sorry, we've been having some problems with the computers. Sit tight, just 1 second. But fun fact, LPS Pirates is on my YouTube channel. It's private, and it's about 20 minutes long. I think I'll make it public very soon. And I did want to show you, hopefully. If it doesn't work, you can move on. And you can see me staring down like, oh no. Anyway, moving on. I also created my very first music video to Naturally by Selena Gomez, and that's also never been published. And I created LPS Treasure, which is my first ever series, and you can actually watch that on my channel. But we all have to start somewhere, so don't feel bad if you aren't great at LPS videos right away. It takes practice. I definitely wasn't good at that. And then we come onto the growth of my channel, so how I started picking up some subscribers. My channel started getting attention when it came out with LPS Sweethearts, if any of you have ever seen that. And I actually, fun fact, started filming it in a dresser. So I would actually open the dresser with doors and shelves inside. And sometimes I would even film in my dresser before school in the morning. And I didn't even script any of it until we done. And then I created this music video that ended up being my first viral video called LPS Mashup Music Video. I like to say that I started the mashup trend. But it was my 3,000 subscriber special and got over 1 million views. So then it continued to pick up, and I created more Sweethearts, and it became highly anticipated by my subscribers, and I created a second mashup that got more views than first. So that was really awesome. And then, continue. And then I also created another series called Her Story, and everyone was excited for that. And The Kitten Show, which is an impromptu idea I got for a show that gives a voice to young viewers. And then I hit 50,000 subscribers. And that was 2015. But unfortunately, I did leave LPSU. Why did I leave LPSU? So despite the growth of my following, real life was getting in the way of my passion and joy for LPS videos. Here are the reasons why. My mental health got in the way because I had depression and anxiety, which made life difficult. It was too much pressure, and I tried to make my videos perfect and compare myself to others. I was also embarrassed because I felt like I was too old to have little kids' toys at my age. Here are some times that I felt embarrassed about my LPS when I shouldn't have. People at school found out, so at my high school, some people started to watch my videos and make fun of them. And also, a video of mine played at my church on the big screen, and I was very awkward about it. And I felt so sad. I was sorry, and I felt guilty for leaving and not saying why and not finishing projects. And I tried to come back several times, but I couldn't. Keep going. And I moved on in life. So when I was 18, I graduated high school, and I entered the real world. I got a job. My first job was actually video editing. And I got married. I met my husband Dallas, and I was really happy. And so here's a picture of us together. And this is Dallas. I love him a lot. He's back at home right now. Anyway. And then I learned some real life skills. I learned how to raise goats, chickens, ducks, turkeys. I learned how to can and sew and garden. And bonus, I also have a video. I don't know if it's going to work. A little documentary that I hacked from the game but thought I was its mother. Do you want to try to get that to work? See if I can? Okay, and that really links up. There's a video on TikTok of it, so you can go look that up. And then I started selling my LPS because we needed money, so I had to say goodbye to my friends. But then I returned to LPS too. So basically, I needed a way to get the word out about selling LPS, right? So I thought, why not just make videos on my YouTube channel featuring the ones for sale? So that's what I did. There's a skit that I did there when I first came back in 2020. And it made me so happy, reminding me of how much I love doing it. And I was finally happy in life, so I knew I wanted to do something that I love, and that made me happy. And so I knew I wanted to be part of LPS team again. There's me laughing at an LPS photo. So I said, I want to make LPS team my job. And I pursued LPS once more in 2020, and I've been building my following ever since. And I took away the pressure to make my videos perfect. So my videos do not need to be perfect in any way. And due to Papa, growing LPS2 is difficult. And this is leading to TikTok. I did not like TikTok at all. My parents saw it as an opportunity though, and suggested I try it. And I saw what it did for others, so I decided it would work. So, on January 3rd, 2021, I made my very first TikTok video. And it was basically me telling my LPS story a lot like I am now. And, oh no, not yet. Not yet. It's alright. And then, here we go next one. And then, wow, the video went viral overnight. And it soon had 500,000 views, and I gained 20,000 followers from this video. And so many people remembered me from YouTube and everything, and so that was very cool. And I do have a video showing some of my most popular TikToks, but it's not gonna work. I'm sorry guys, I was excited to show you, but I hit some really big milestones this year, you guys. I hit 60,000 subscribers since I returned, and I've hit 300,000 TikTok followers. And TikTok helped me grow on YouTube, and is My channel today, here are my current projects. I've been creating Love is Blind, which is my favorite story I've ever made. I actually wrote it in 2015, and I've been bringing it to life in new episodes as regularly as I can. But I was going to show you guys the theme song for that, like the little intro that plays in each episode. But it's on my YouTube channel, so if you go on my channel, you'll see it. That video will play today. I'm sorry. So again, keep going. My current projects are Love is Blind, like I said, and it's a love story about a girl who works in a bakery. And I've been making Disney recreations. So basically I dress up LPS to look like different characters in movies and have a lot of fun doing it. And I've just started reaching the surface of all the possibilities. So I'm really excited to keep doing that. And also, okay, ready? Also, I really want to start making go back. I also have been wanting to make music videos where I sing covers of like Disney songs and I make music videos to it. And I'm really excited to do that. I really hope I can do that. Also, something else I've been doing this year is I made a skit for the LPS Tuesday Award ceremony this year. Shout out to Daisy who runs that. And I got nominated for some awards and I won Best LPS TikToker. Can't believe that. I'm so grateful. So I wanted to show you my studio that I currently have. This is my little room. It's actually a craft room and I've transformed it to be an LPS haven. LPS heaven. And then my collection. I have about 700 LPS now, and I have a display I actually made all the risers they're standing on myself, of cardboard and paper. And there's some different of my, you can see my favorites there on the right, some of my special ones. I still have my first 2 LPS. And I keep my buildings displayed on shelves like that. I also have a drawer, one of my drawers, these are not all my accessories, but I organize them this way with dividers I make myself. I also film on this countertop. There's a big white countertop. You can see one of my Love is Blind sets there. And you can create your own studio too. Start small, grow your collection, and it's definitely not too late to collect LPS in 2022 at all. You can see how many you can buy here. Alright, and I wanted to tell you as well, check out my booth. You can see what I'm selling. I made these posters and postcards for you guys today. I'm really excited about it. And I also have mini ones for your LPS to put in their sets. I also have made stickers and bookmarks for you guys. And I've been working on this huge project that I'm so excited about. I have handmade these LPS outfits myself in 6 different colors, and they're packaged like that, and they're for sale in my booth today. So they're very cute. So the moral of the story is do not be embarrassed of your LPS. Don't be embarrassed of your LPS. Be proud. I realized through this in TikTok how far it's gotten me in life. So I actually get excited to tell people now. I show them my studio, I show them my videos, I tell them my story, like I am now. And my husband loves this about me, actually. And he supports me and he encourages me to keep going. It's one of the things that made me special for him. And also, my channel got me a job. That was my resume. That's actually all they saw. It was my YouTube channel. And I was working for them making commercials, guys. So it can get you a job. And look around, this awesome community supports you so much, and we're all equally dorks with little degrees. And I want to say thank you so much to my mom, she's right there. Thank you for listening today, she's been a huge help for all of this. And I wanted to say thank you so much for coming, and thank you for listening to my speech. And I would not be here without you guys. Thank you so much. Alright, that's it now. she said is so important about LPS and being proud of being an LPS super, because we're all a community and we've all done amazing things with LPS. Nothing to be ashamed of. It's amazing. Let's give a round of applause for LPS. All right, we're going to get our last panelist settled in. Can we get that change to the slides? Perfect. So this is CCR Television. Can we get a round of applause? So CC has 130,000 subscribers. Bit of a big deal in the LPS community, just amazing, and I'll let him introduce himself more so you can hear more about it.
Hi, I'm Cece. You can call me partner with Cece and that works. Not that I want to call me weird, but
Sorry, Mikey.
That's okay. It's okay. I am very weird, very awkward. This whole presentation is not planned out, but it's completely off the cuff. So this is going to be a very interesting. There are supposed to be sounds at some point. If you want, I can share the sounds with you really quick, but if they're not, you don't need them. We don't need them. I can just like improvise. Woo. Yeah, okay. Please stand by. Sometimes, like if I'm getting out of the bathroom and she's in the hallway, or like we just pass each other in the hallway, we do this little crab walk, and basically just like imagine like you're my mom or you're me, and you're about to just go along with this. Yeah, that's the thing I'm doing. Yeah, are we ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just go.
okay, yeah, no worries. We're waiting on things. It's okay. There's gonna be a cameo of my cat Nina, and she's gonna be super cute. But that's a little spoiler. My mom really wants you guys to follow Rita on Instagram. She's adorable. You'll see her. Yes, I'm gonna do a little something about her. Alright. If you look at my story today, I have reposted something that my mom posted about Lpscon. So if you like it, please follow. My mom would really appreciate that. She wants to see it famous. Alright. Welcome, everyone. This is the beginning of a CPR Television International Smackdown. This is my panel. Alright. So, it all started. I was your average LPS collector, I guess. I really liked LPS. I loved them. I took care of them. And I have a very, modest collection of 300 LPS. This is not my actual, official clip. This is just like a random pile, just so you can see what 300 LPS looks like. But everything changed. Last year, I decided to do an LPS eBay store. I thought it would be really funny. I thought it would be a good monetization opportunity, and it was. But it was a lot more work than I could have ever imagined. So, what was a very modest collection quickly and I was with the pets for myself. And okay, yeah, what eventually was like 300 eventually turned into an army of 2,000. Do not mess with them, they will come for you. So, this life included a lot of things that I was not put out for. There are a lot of good things and a lot of ugly things when it came to selling LPS on eBay. And so, without further ado, these are the well-hidden horrors of my LPS life. There's supposed to be a meme hit, like a boom. I don't see it play. Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Alright, these are the well-hidden horrors of my LPS life. Specifically eBay because I have mostly been putting my focus on that this year. Okay. Oh my god, you look so nervous. You're okay. Everyone's okay here. Alright. So, there are many things that I learned while doing this. The very first thing that I learned, that's not me, I took that from LPS screen. And yeah, that's pretty much how things ended up turning out. I was buying LPS all the time. Packers were coming over to my house every other day. And I basically turned into that child. That was my life. So, yeah, one of the things that I learned is that there are some LPS that everyone has, but nobody wants. I learned very, very quickly by having like so many different collections. There are some pets that everybody just seems to have and have in bulk. If you guys have ever seen like the LPS signing cat, I don't know why, but it seems like everybody has like 3 of them at least. And just so you know, if you ever want to know what the most common LPS are, from my personal experience, you are about to witness that today. And if there's supposed to be music, but if there's not, that's okay. We have 7 of this owl. I have 7 of this rabbit. I hate this rabbit. This won't make me say it LPS. I hate it. It's so boring. But no, I'm not saying no. Okay. We've got 7 of these little froggies. We've got 8 of these froggies. And it just keeps growing. We have 8 of these little fish. It keeps going. We have 8 of this monkey. We have, is that 9 of that stupid mouse? I hate it. He's stupid. I'm sure. We have 11 of this pig. And finally, oh wait, no, that's not the end. We have 11 of this hedgehog. And then finally we have what I believe to be the most common LPS is this puppet, of which I currently have 14 of. So, something I learned as I was buying LPS, you guys don't see it when I'm turning my pets around in my little haul videos, but some of these pets are dirty. For some reason, it's not common courtesy yet for people to send in their LPS to people, like clean. There have been a select few people who sent me their collections very completely spotless. I appreciated that. But there are other pets that I was horrified. So this is a warning to everybody. The pets you are about to see are actual pets that I have touched with my hands. They are dirty, they are disgusting. And if you value the safety of this pet shop, you may want to close your eyes because the pets you are about to witness may haunt you for the rest of your life. As they so do mine. And so, without further ado, on this performance show. So, it all starts with the pets that had, little markings. They got some names on it. Okay, whatever. We have paint all over, and yes, that Cocker Spaniel is authentic, and she is absolutely ruined. It gets worse. It gets worse, people. And next up, I don't know why he popped up there, but it gets worse. We have pets coming with their heads decapitated. I have pets who are just absolutely dirty. You can't hear the music. It's very soft, but that's okay. We have pets with their necks plugged in. Things are happening. The bite marks. Some kids, some dogs decided to have lunch with their LPS. And worse than all, you guys, oh my god. This is the dirtiest LPS I have ever touched in my life. I have mentioned this a couple times, but with ones like these, I end up washing my hands multiple times while I am turning the pets around because they are that dirty. And we got the little penguin. I don't know what was going on. It's weird crusties. I thought that was mold. I think not, but it looked like mold. And I have no idea what is on him. I don't know. So, as you can imagine, with pets like these, cleaning is an absolute nightmare. Oh my goodness. Full disclosure, I don't really clean my personal LPS collection. I still kind of don't, but you know, if I'm going to be selling an LPS, if I'm going to be giving it out to somebody, you guys believe I'm going to make sure that it's spotless, clean, you know, take off all that rust. I'm going to give it away. But I was not expecting that it would be such a task. That includes soapy water, acetone, go back, don't look at my cat again. She's adorable though. Here we go back. Wait, go back! Okay. Soapy water, okay. We got acetone and nail polish remover. It is very smelly. We have hand sanitizer, also very smelly. I've been getting headaches. We got lots of Q-tips. And finally, acne cream, but I do want to believe on the acne cream. Benzoyl peroxide is a wonder. If you cannot get stuff with hand sanitizer or acetone, put some benzoyl peroxide on a pet for like a day, and you put it out in the sun, it'll work like magic. It will take off permanent stains. But Bestie Garden does not work on all pets. In fact, yeah. This is my beautiful cat, Rita Purina. Everyone say hi, Rita. We love Rita and sincerely. If you can see right here, we have a little seahorse. She's been converted to a toy because if you notice, she is completely bleached. If you do this with like slightly green, blue LPS, it is going to bleach them. I learned that from our So don't put acne cream on blue LPS. So far as I know, this may be something to change, but so far as I know, everything else is good. But anyway, this is a process that takes this process takes hours. It is but you know what? It's not all of that. It's, yeah, because I get to watch anime and Netflix while I clean. I even after I cleaned every single LPS, it ends up, I've got everything organized and everything. I get a new shipment of boxes and cycle starts again. So, you may be wondering, Casey, if this sounds like the worst job in the world, why are you subjecting yourself to this? There are times where I ask that myself too. And, you know, when I mention it is exhausting, there are times that I end up sleeping for days because I am so exhausted just cleaning up, yes. But, as there are many unexpected things that I was not prepared for, like bad stuff, there are also a lot of unexpected things. So, for instance, I now have very extensive knowledge of Lpscon pencil. I have so many useless facts in my brain of just, basically, okay, so this is the very top secret document of every DT LPS and their price, so I know the value of like pretty much every LPS according to me, and it took like 2 months to do, and in that process I learned a lot about LPS, including the difference between this LPS and this polar bear, and its darker European variant. Did you know that, this little parakeet right here, she's pretty common. You can find her online for about $10. About 300 pets later, LPS decided to make the exact same bird, but she has a little yellow belly on her. For some reason, this bird is very hard to find and is valued at almost $100. And did you know, this is LPS 1948. She was released twice, and one as a kitten form, and the next as a collection. And they came with the same hamsters, so basically they grew up together. So if anybody knows LPS 1948, guys, I'm not going to make this here. I think this is I'm constantly doing my own. This is a joke. I love this section. So there are a lot of pets that I wanted as a kid, but never, I joined LPS World like 2007, 2008, and this started in 2006. So I was a little late to the time when it started, and there were things that I wanted from the board and that now I'm able to have, and it's really happy for me because, I do this for, what am I not doing this for? I'm doing this to help other collectors get LPS and help these pets find balls, and sometimes that help is mine. So for instance, I never had the opportunity to get the rubiest and handsome ball pets, extreme pets, but now I have like almost a full collection, and that brings a lot of joy to my heart. Similarly, I love the pets as a kid because they were very expensive back in the day, but now I've been able to collect a whole bunch, and I have probably enough triplets to fill the kindergarten. And just in general, there are so many pets that I just personally have value to. Like, for some reason, I thought these two were famous because like they were on LPS media, that pet was from the logo, so I thought the famous, and I wanted to know what happened, and then that conversation was one of my favorite LPS, and I love them so much, and it's just really nice because it's like, childhood is so sacred, you guys. It is really, really nice, and it's really nice to be able to, I don't know how to explain it, just like feeling the inner child, bringing the things that I wanted as a kid, and having them today brings me a lot of joy, and now I'm able to go into the new box here toy. My room is like a little mini toy store now, and it really makes me so happy. And finally, and this is what I think is the most important, I actually feel like I am making a difference in people's lives. So, full disclosure, when I came up with the idea to sell LPS, I thought like, okay, I'm going to do a good buck, this is going to be fun, I'm going to get some LPS. But I ended up learning that this is something that means so much more to people. So, this is an anecdote. I might cry, but okay, so it's another story. So there was this girl who was messaging me. She messaged me like multiple times asking if I had this otter. And I did have the otter. It was in my personal collection. I is able to do that for someone, and just, being able to help people collect new collectors who are able the next generation of those catch up older collectors like me who want to advertise for the pets. Just lots. This is a this is a wonderful place to be. So I believe that's the last thing that I said. This is me this is me about 4 hours ago as I was finishing this. So as tiring as it can be sometimes, there are some things that just make the whole thing fun, and this is one of them. I love my LPS. Thank you, everyone.
Just sit tight. We're going to have our panelists up here for a short Q&A. Can I get a round of applause for our three panelists? Alright, let me see on the couch. Okay, here's your couch, alright. Alright, first and foremost, does the audience have any questions for our three panelists here? Cece, will there be more Mr. Big Man? Oh, there will be. There absolutely will be. It's almost a year since I did Mr. Big Head sit, and mostly it's just like I've been busy with life, but after meeting too, there is more in store, and next year, if I'm able to play everything out the way I want to, there's going to be a second series of Mr. Big Head. I'm very excited about it. Not really like the mice and do you not like the mice and the hamsters, or do you actually like them a little bit? I'm a liar. Would you actually like this stuff? I didn't make this. I just found it like on there's Redbubble. There's a person who makes like the weirdest LPS themed merchandise, and I just thought this was the weirdest shirt. I needed to wear something funny to LPS on. And I made the hamsters. Also, I hate the LPS hamsters. Everyone wants to have them, but I hate them. I hate them too.
I think the next pack that made my behind the scenes studio.
We hate hamsters. Not real hamsters! Not real hamsters!
Disclaimer.
LPS hamsters suck. In our opinion. I like them. Friends, what could you talk? For those of you who don't know, DJ Paul is the biggest YouTuber in the world. He has 7 billion subscribers. He is the hottest shot in all of the CCR television cinematic universe. He's self-proclaimed. If the answer is like, would I vote for DJ Paul? I would. He probably forced me to. But the answer, should you? I mean, he just wants to sell his merch. It seems like a lot of you have already fallen for his trap. He wants money. He just wants money and fame. DJ Paul has no reason to be in politics whatsoever, but, he makes us laugh. I have a question for all of y'all. What's the weirdest LPS thing you own? It goes down. It just passed.
Some of you may have seen on my TikTok, I have a shopping cart pack. And it's very scary. It's nightmare cure. So that is definitely the weirdest one that I have. It's broke the number of shoppers, but cut out to look like a shopping cart. Someone sent it to me. I didn't do that.
Oh boy, I'm not all for throwing shade at any little pet shop. I would say all the walkables. them to an extent. It's just, I don't know how I feel about them. I honestly don't know the answer to this question.
Right on to that. I love him, but he's very weird. The walkable caterpillar, the way that he walks, it looks like he's like wiggling his booty every time he's like shaking his junk. And I don't know why he does it. Also, 4 words? Yeah. 4 words. Magic motion Russell Ferguson.
We'll get one more question, guys. I'm sorry I'm on my way back.
CCR television, what is your favorite series to play?
All of them. Honestly, I mean, all of the characters that I have are channeling different parts of me and different parts of my life. So I try to like do everything as possible because I love I think it probably the most like James and Mr. Big's videos because the cast has been very interesting. I think I love their character dynamics and yeah.
Awesome. We'll get one more question.
What's your favorite part about having LPS? Probably the creativity, all the things you can do with it, and the fact that when you're a grown adult like me and you show them to people, they're like, what? And you find out that there's a whole community of people who love.
I agree with everything Destiny said. Also, just to add on to hers, I would say the best part about owning LPS in general is feeling that nostalgia rush every time you come into a room. Because if you think about it, we grow up with these things, and as I mentioned in my speech, we live in our own little world, our own imagination. And as we grow up, we forget what it's like to be a kid. So when you have these little mementos of your childhood, you feel like a kid again. You're reminded of what those days were like, and you're reminded to, live up to your true self and that you don't have to change for anyone if that's what you're saying to.
Yeah, I mean, ditto what everyone's saying. I mean, I guess for me, part of what LPS is honestly just like self-acceptance, accepting a part of myself that I love. When I was in middle school, high school, I did all of my LPS in the closet because I was very embarrassed and I had really but now I'm like the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, and I owe it all to being up front and being like, okay, I love LPS, I'm not gonna be ashamed of it. That was incredible. Thank you to our panelists.
Other than meeting people and listening to the journey that the LPS tubers shared with us, I got to buy a lot of LPS, and some even dream LPS I've been wanting for a while. So, let's get started with the haul! Okay, so let's talk about last year's Lpscon. So I'm 100% sure that I brought my camera with me, but I didn't film for whatever reason, and I regret it because last year was really pretty, even though it was outside and it was really hot. Like I was sweating a lot, but it was still really pretty. But I did get to meet Sugar Diamond and Mr. Crazy Ray, but I don't have any LPS versions of them, but I did meet them. But what I do have from Lpscon 2021 is pets that I got, so let's get started with the haul. hope you enjoyed this haul slash vlog sort of video. I'll post the VidCon 2022 vlog soon, just after I take a day off to recharge. Comment down below what you thought of the video, and if the comments are turned off, then check out my Instagram and there'll be a post that says Lpscon 2022 and 2021 haul comment section, and comment down below what you thought of the video and any video suggestions or tough love you got for me. I post behind the scenes polls, updates, and a lot of other stuff on my Instagram, so check that out also. I hope to see you there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!